Welcome to Mary's Stitching Corner. My name is Mary and this is my channel about cross stitch. It's been a while. It's been about 2.5 months since my last video. I apologize about that, but life likes to come along and throw a spanner in the works. Anyway, I'll give you more details in the life update at the end of the video. But first of all, this is Flosstube number 34 and it's August the 18th, 2025. I'm looking at my notes because I know I'll forget things. I've tried to pull everything together, but I do feel kind of unorganized, but I wanted to get this done because I love filming these. I've been sad that I haven't been able to film for the last couple of months, so I wanted just to grab an opportunity that was available to do it. First of all, if you're new, welcome. I hope you like what you see. Please consider hitting like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. And also, if you are returning, welcome back, and I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you again. I say this every time, but I appreciate all the lovely comments. I love to hear from you. I love to hear what you're stitching on. If you have any questions about anything, reach out. You can reach me. You can leave a comment on the video, or you can reach me on Instagram at Mary's Stitching Corner. All right, so today, I don't even know what I showed you last time. It's been such a long time. So I'm just going to jump in, and hopefully you're not going to see any repeats. Anyway, I've got a couple of FFOs. I've got some finishes. We can talk about whip go. I have a bunch of whips, and we can talk about plans, and then at the end I'll give you a life update. So let's start with the FFOs. I have two, and they're both by Shepherd's Bush. The first one is Spooky Notes, and I stitched this last year and framed it recently. Can't remember what I stitched this on, but I really like how it turned out. It's not perfect, none of my finishing is, but I really like how it looks. And this is just a frame I got at Hobby Lobby, and they were having a 50% off sale, so I picked a few up. And the other FFO is Autumn Notes by Shepherd's Bush, and this is also a frame from Hobby Lobby. So I'm very happy about how those turned out. So I have a few finishes, and some of them actually may be starts and finishes, so you may not have seen them at all before. And I'm really not sure which ones you wouldn't have seen. Just anyway, I'll just go through and show you. So this is Boreal Bounty by Pigeon Cook Designs. I stitched this with a few other people. Karen, the Stitching Owl. Charlie, stitching with Charlie. I feel like there was more, but I can't remember. Sorry about that. So, as you know, I love his designs. I've stitched a lot of them. And I really enjoyed this one. This is stitched on 18 count white Aida using the called for DMC. And this is from the Pigeon Cook Designs book called Stitching in the Forest. And I have quite a few more of his that I want to do. I just purchased some more thanks to Karen, the Stitching Owl. My friends like to enable me a lot. Okay, this is Jardin Privé. I think it's just Halloween Quaker. So this is stitched on 18 count. Spooky Hollow, I think, from Fabric Flair. And I get my Fabric Flair fabrics from dovestitch.com on Etsy. I really love this fabric. And I just use DMC black and B5200s for the white. This next one is when I started stitching with my friend Patty. She is Freakin' Froggin' on Instagram. I think we started this back in January, and I finished it last month. So this is by Robin Pickens, and it's called Pine Crossing. And this was stitched on 18 count, just a scrap I had. I don't know what the fabric is. And I used the code for DMC. Last time I showed you that I had finished a set of Easter Gnomes by Cross Stitch Pictorial, and this is Happy July 4th Gnomes. She has a whole bunch of these cute gnomes for different holidays, different seasons, so I really enjoy stitching these. There's a lot of back stitching, there's blended threads, but I love how they look. And they stitch out relatively quickly despite all the color changes. They're really tiny. So this is 18 count white Ada. I plan on stitching more of these. I've got a St. Patrick's Day set, but I'd like to get some seasonal ones like for fall, for Christmas, etc. This is forget the name of the designer. Cottage Country Samplings, is that right? Santa's House. I just finished this the other day. I started this with Laura, Stitching by the Shore. I'm going to guess last December. And yes, it took that long. It's not very big, but that house, there's a lot of stitching in there. That took a long time. Once the house was done, everything else went super fast. And I love it. I love the colors. I used the called for floss, which was mostly DMC with two over-dyed flosses. One of them was Ladybug and the other one was Plymouth Rock, and I can't remember what company does those, but anyway, I love the red. So this is stitched on 18 count Smoky Blue by Fabric Flair. And I think I did change the white. That was supposed to be DMC 3865, and I changed it to be 5200. So I'm very happy to have it done. And my last finish, this was my birthday start last year. And I was very happy to get it finished, but I loved stitching on this one. I love the colors. And as you know, I'm a big fan of Jardin Privé. I stitch a lot of their charts. So this is floral composition, and there's 3 charts. You can stitch them individually or you can stitch them all together, and I stitched all of them together. And this is it. I love it. So this is 18 count antique white, and I use the called for DMC. I love the pinks. I love everything about this. So if you follow Felicia Mouse Potato Designs on Instagram, she has a Flosstube, but she hasn't put a video up recently, but she's stitching on this, and she made some progress recently. And she, as always, she adds her own twist to almost everything she stitches, which always looks fantastic. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. And I will get this one framed professionally, I think. Okay, those are my finishes. So I have a few new starts. Yeah, I've kind of been going crazy lately with everything. Anyway, I've started, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 things since I saw you last. So the first one is by Little Dove Designs, and it's called Meant to Be. This always reminds me of my aunt. So the saying on here says, what is meant to be will always find a way. And it just reminds me of my aunt, and she would say, what's for you won't go by you. So I may incorporate her initials in here somewhere, because as soon as I saw this, I thought of her. She was like a second mother to me and was very, very special. So I don't have a lot of progress on this, but I started in the upper left corner, and it's all DMC. I'm using the code for, and this is 20 count Lugana. I think it's platinum, and I've never stitched on a 20 count even weave before, and it's different, very different. I haven't decided if I like it or not. It's quite a thick fabric. So I bought this platinum, and I bought some blue also. And I love how the stitches look on it. It's just different. So it's going to take some getting used to. So yeah, I love Little Dove Designs. I've done I've done a few of their charts, and I love this one. Okay, the next one I started with some friends, and it's by Flossabilities, and it's Shack on the Shore. And if you remember, I started Cabin in the Woods by Flossabilities a few months ago, and I started that one with some friends too, probably the same friends that are doing this. So anyway, Shack on the Shore by Flossabilities, and they have just shown the next one in this series, which is, it's a winter scene, chalet, winter chalet or something like that, but it's really cute, and I'll probably do that one too. So I'm stitching this with, I need to remember, so Karen is Karen the Stitching Owl, Laura is Stitching by the Shore, Lee, I think, is stitching it, Sticks and okay, I don't want to mess up your channel name. I will list it below along with everybody else. Maybe that's it. If I've forgotten anybody, I apologize. Anyway, this is my progress. So I got the cabin finished, or the shack, and that's quite a bit of stitching. And I'm stitching this on 18 count Magical Clouds by Fabric Flare. And I'm using the called for floss, which is all DMC. So I've really been enjoying this one. Okay, next one I just started the other day. I decided I wanted to work on some Halloween and fall, and was trying to just work on some smalls. So this is by Doreen Jones. It's a set of 4. And I am working on this one right here. And this is where I am. So I started stitching this, I think this is day 3 of working on it. So I'm just using DMC 310. I think this is a 16 count. It's a fabric I dyed myself. It was just a scrap that I had lying around. So I really like how it turns out. I'm going to stitch these individually, probably each of them on a different color. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. So yeah, I really like it. And another new start. I need to show you a digital picture. If I can find it. Well, I should have checked this before I started. Oh, here we go. So this is by Fine Frog Stitching, I think. And this is Strawberry Goose Witch. And I started this with Laura, Karen D, the Twitchy Stitcher, Stitching Owl. I think that's it. Again, sorry if I've missed you. But anyway, this is so cute. And this is how far I've gotten. I really enjoy stitching this one. So this is being stitched on 18 count Magical Clouds by Fabric Flare, using the code for DMC. And it's so cute. I love the colors in this one. Now, Karen, the Twitchy Stitcher, has made a lot more progress on this, and she was telling us the other day that the sweater is very intensive stitching, so we'll see how that goes. But Yeah, I'm loving it. And my last new start is another one I did that I'm doing with Laura. I need to find the pictures. So I bought this chart, and I bought another one that I'm going to be working on with Laura. And when it was time to start stitching on it, I couldn't find the chart anywhere. Or the other one. Both of them have completely disappeared, so I ended up having to buy the PDF. And it goes right into Pattern Keeper, so that makes it really nice. But this is Blueberry Ridge Designs, and it's Christmas Sampler. So I started this with Laura for Christmas in July. And Blueberry Ridge Designs and her mother, Pansy Patch Quilts, have become some of my favorite designers, and which you will hear about in plans. So I decided to do this in red because I love the contrast. I did it on 18 count white Aida, actually 20 count white Aida, and I love the contrast of the red on white. So this is where I am, and I'm using Classic Colorworks Apple Fritter, and I've really been enjoying it. I haven't got a lot done, but I really like it. So check out Laura's video to see what she's doing, because we're doing it very differently, which is why it's so fun to stitch along with friends, because everybody does things differently, which is great. So all right, so those are my new starts. Let's see. My Whip Go projects for August, which I've already completed. So Santa's House was one of the numbers that was called, which is why I got it finished, because it gave me that push. And I also worked on it for Christmas in July, but that extra push with Whip Go is what got me to the finish line. The other one that was called is a Medallion Sampler by Jardin Privé. And this was my birthday start. So I started this in May, and this is it. I love the colors in here. And this is where I am. So my friend Patty, Freakin' Froggin, started it along with me as a birthday start. And I know she was farther along than me when we first started. She stitched on it a lot longer than I did. I'm not sure where she's at right now with it, but I love it. It just looks so delicate. And I'm stitching it 1/1 on 20 count Aida. Did I tell you 18 count before? It's 20 count Aida. So I just like how delicate it looks. And the colors are just gorgeous. So it's going to take a while. I think there's at least 6 pages to the chart, maybe 8. And unfortunately, I can't get it to go into Pattern Keeper or Markup RXP. It goes into Markup, but it doesn't put all the pages together. So yeah, it's just not easy to use, but so I'm just following the paper pattern with this one. So in August, when I do whip go, I do 1,500 stitches on each project. So this got 1,500 stitches this month. And I mostly worked on this area down here. Okay, now just my regular whips. Okay, so I've been taking part in Andrew the Runner Stitcher's challenge, Whip into Shape. I'm sure you've heard it. There's a lot of us doing it. And we're actually, he's going to be running the marathon at the end of the month. So we only have a couple of weeks left. And thanks to this, I've made fantastic progress on this. So I've been very happy with it. So the project I chose was Black Roses by Owl Forest Embroidery. And the challenge was to do 10 stitches for every mile that Andrew runs. So I've been following that. Other people have put their own twist on it. So, but for me, I've been doing 10 stitches for every mile. And when I started this, I think I was around 11%. Now I'm 31% maybe. So, and here we are. I am so happy with the progress that I've made. So it's being stitched on 18 count antique white Ada with DMC 310. And I think it looks fantastic. I love this design. So when the challenge ends, I want to find a way, you know, to work on this regularly just to keep up the momentum. It's a very large chart, so I don't want to just put it away and stop the progress. So we'll see. Another one that I'm working on is another digital chart. Let's see. And this is by Stitch Rovia. And I really need to organize my pictures. So this is what it's going to look like. It's called Arctic. Okay, for some reason I want to call it Arctic Animals, but on her Etsy shop it's Winter Animals. But I don't know where I got the Arctic Animals from, but anyway. I love the colors in this. I love the blues and the pinks, and it's just so cute. I've pulled this out a few times recently, so I've made some decent progress on it. So it's 18 count white Ada using the code for DMC, and I've just been working just down here. I think I should be, I'm almost done with the bottom part, so it will just come down here. And then I can move up to the pinks. But I've really enjoyed this. Helen D stitched this, that's where I first saw it. And of course she's finished already because she's such a fast stitcher. She finished hers a while ago. Okay. This next one I'm stitching with a bunch of my friends, and it's Butterflies in Flowers by Doreen Jones. This is what it will look like. The colors are gorgeous. Now if you want to see really good progress on this, In fact, she's probably finished by now. The Twitchy Stitcher, Karen the Twitchy Stitcher, if you watch her latest video. I think she was about 80%, and it looks amazing. I'm nowhere near 80%. I feel like I'm stitching this very, very slowly. But this is where I am. So I'm stitching this with Karen D, the Twitchy Stitcher, Karen the Stitching Owl, Laura Stitching by the Shore, Amy Renewing Stitches. I think Rachel Q is stitching it. Some of us are doing the entire piece, and others are doing the circle, and others are doing their own twist on it. So it's fun to see what everybody's doing. But yeah, I just love these colors. I love the black outline on everything. I think just makes everything pop. So this is the first Doreen Jones that I had started. I love her stuff. I've got quite a few of her charts that I hopefully will start at some point. 18 count. I was going to say white, but it's not white. It's 18 count silvery mist or something. It's a very, very pale gray. The next one is American Sampler by Plum Street Samplers. I started this last June, so we're about a year and 2 months into it. So I've been working over here. I was very happy to get that house done. That took a long time. But there's still quite a bit of stitching. I've still got the fence and the grass to take over here. And I mean, I think this part will go quite quickly. But I'm hoping to get this done this year, within the next couple of months. And I am doing an amended version. So the original chart has all this wording down here. But my LNS, which sadly the owner retired and the shop closed, but they had done their own version and just have this at the bottom with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So that's what I will do instead of the full wording. So it's being stitched on 20 count vintage country mocha using the called for floss, which is Classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye Works, and Gentle Arts, and 1/1. And I really enjoy it. Once this is done, this is another one I'll get professionally framed. And my last whip is one that I don't really enjoy pulling out, but I love how it looks, and that's what keeps me going on it. So it's Christmas Reindeer, Le Petit. Le Petit, I'm sorry, Le Petit Croix, maybe. You can see it right there. This is such a detailed chart. Okay, so it's 95 by 90, so it's not very big, but look at all these colors. And there's blends and tons and tons and tons of back stitching, which I haven't really even started yet. But it looks amazing. I'll talk about the chart in a minute. But anyway, this is my progress. So I think last time I had just done her face and started on the scarf. So I've done quite a bit. It's been pulled out for quite a few challenges, and I pulled it out for Christmas in July. And this is being stitched on 18 count Smoky Blue by Fabric Flare. Doesn't that look fantastic? If it wasn't so cute, I would have UFO'd this because it's been such a challenge. But I'm going to keep going. Part of the problem is that the chart is in color and there's a lot of dark colors which are hard to read, and then the back stitching lines go over some of the symbols, and so it makes it even harder to read. And then when you factor in all the color changes, the blends, the back stitching, it's just been challenging, but I think it will be worth it when it's done. Okay, so those are my widths. That's everything I've been working on. So we can talk about plans, because I've kind of been going a bit crazy with plans and haul and everything. So first of all, some things that are definites, and Laura and I are planning on starting 2 projects together next month. One of them is Blackbird Sampler by Pansy Patch Quilts, and this is it. So she showed this on her channel and I fell in love with it, and we've decided to stitch it together. And the other one we're going to start is one of my lost charts, which I will be rebuying. And it is by Blueberry Ridge Designs, and it's Halloween Sampler. So we're going to start these in October. And we are planning on starting something else. No, what did I just say? We're starting it in September. So those 2 will start in September. We do have some plans for October, and we've fallen in love with some designs with the market coming up, and I'm sure we'll be making more plans. Anyway, so those are the 2 definites. So what I decided was that the other day I was just thinking, oh, I need to be thinking about fall and Halloween stitching. So I thought I don't have very much in the way of fall stuff, so I'll buy some small fall charts, which I did. I got a few from Primrose Cottage Designs or Stitches. And that led to, excuse me, well, I need some fabric. Now I need some floss. And after I did all that ordering, then it crossed my mind to go look through my stash, where I pulled out a whole bunch of fall stuff that I had completely forgotten. So now I want to stitch everything. And so I pulled out some that I am considering. Some of them I'm going to definitely do, but the others I'm considering. So this actually was part of my haul Let's see if I have a color picture of it. This was Laura's fault, because she told me about this website and I went there and couldn't resist a bunch of their designs. So this is called Halloween Frog on Pumpkin, and it's by My Lovely Embroidery on Etsy. And look how cute that is. Oops. So I do want to start this one. And then when I was going through my stash, I came across one that I wanted to start last year, which is this one, All Hallows Eve by Prairie Schooler. So this is part of my plans for last year, which makes me think I went through something similar last year where, you know how they say when you just like order a lot of food or something, you say your eyes are bigger than your belly. Well, obviously I think I can stitch a lot more than I possibly can, so I'm a little bit delusional, I think. So I'd like to start this. And I really want to start this one by Plum Street, which is Goody Grimwood. And this was another one I wanted to start last year and didn't. So I pulled all the floss for this. And these are the ones I ordered recently that sent me down this rabbit hole. So this is Autumn Alphabet by Primrose Cottage. And these are smalls, so I think these will be manageable. Autumn Quaker. I stitched the Valentine Quaker this year and really enjoyed it. Again, this is quite small. 81 by 79. And this one is 72 by 61. And I got Harvest Wishes and Pumpkin Kisses by Primrose Cottage. And it's 39 by 72. So these are all quite small. So I think I could make these my morning stitch, and when one's done, I can start another. So those are manageable. So this one, I definitely am going to start this week, and it's Heart of Autumn by Little Dove Designs. And I did Heart of Summer, I think, this year. So there's the set of all 4 seasons. So this one I'm definitely going to do. And then when I was going through my stash, I came across this one. And this one, honestly, if I'd seen it on the chart, I wouldn't have gotten it. But it was hanging in my LNS and it looks amazing. So it's by the Cricket Collection and it's called Rest and Be Thankful. So this right here. And this is one I'm definitely going to do. It reminds me of being at home in Scotland when we would go for a drive up into the Highlands. There's this kind of overlook area, which is just lovely, and it's called Rest and Be Thankful. So I love the design, and then that reminds me of happy times at home. So those 2 are definites. And then the other 2 I pulled out. I want to start them. Let's put it that way. So there's Betsy's Autumn. By Plum Street Samplers, and this one is 184 by 130. So Not too bad. And the other one, which I think will be the one that I will start because I love it, is 196 by 149, and it's called The Gather Inn by Plum Street. So those are my plans, or at least hope to be plans. We'll see which ones I actually feel I have the time to do. So that's it. It's actually, this went a lot faster than I thought. So I plan to incorporate some of these into my whips and work on the things with Laura that we've got planned. I do get overwhelmed easily by the number of whips that I have. Right now I'm around 17 maybe. So as I'm a member of Whip Warriors, which is a Facebook challenge group, and it's closed right now, but it will be opening up for new members at the end of November for about a month. And it is a challenge group and participation is required. So, but it's not that hard to do. You don't have to do every single challenge that they post. So when you do join Whip Warriors, they have you pick a category that you're gonna be part of. So they have, is it no new starts, 25 and 25, and Swiwi. So basically, no new starts is self-explanatory. 25 and 25, which is the one that I joined, which means you can have up to 25 whips. Once you've reached 25, you have to finish one before you can start another one. I've always stayed well within that. And then Swiwi is, you can stitch as many things as you want. So I think I'm going to get closer to Swiwi. It will be interesting to see once all this plays out, and once, you know, there's so many cute things out there, so we'll see what happens, but we'll see. We'll see what number I get to by the time I'm finished all of these new things, or start all these new things. So yeah, so that's all my stitching stuff, I think. I do have some fabric coming from those missing stitches today. I'm very excited because I haven't used any of her fabric before, but I've heard really good things about it and the colors look amazing. So I also have some fabric coming from To Die For Fabrics, which she just recently reopened her shop after about a year. And I was very excited about that because I love her fabrics a lot. So that order just shipped today, so I should be getting that later in the week. And also today I've got a whole bunch of floss coming for all these projects, so that should be fun, organizing all of that. So yeah, that's my stitching stuff. I'm not going to do books today, but I'll talk a little bit about life. So if you were here just for the stitching, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you'll come by next time, and hopefully it won't be 2.5 months till my next video. But thank you for being here. Okay, so life has been a roller coaster over the last few months. So my daughter Katrina has a lot of health issues. I've talked about that before. She has POTS and chronic fatigue syndrome. So but she's been having weird symptoms. And so this summer, basically, she had to get a lot of testing done. And it was quite worrying. And so far, there's still no answers to some of these weird things that are going on, which is very hard for her emotionally. You know, her doctor said it could all just point back to POTS, because POTS can affects your autonomic system. So anything that works automatically, POTS can affect. So it can affect your body's temperature control, it affects your heart. When you stand up, your heart starts beating really fast and it can't pump the blood through your body properly. It can affect your digestion. I mean, it can affect so many different things. And we may ultimately just have to assume that a lot of this stuff is just tied into POTS. So she has an appointment with her neurologist, who is a POTS specialist, next month, and we'll see what she has to say. There's also a POTS seminar, a virtual seminar that we're going to attend at the end of this month to see if we can get some more education, because it's still not a very well-known condition. It's becoming more well-known because a lot of people after COVID end up with it. And so I hope there's going to be a lot more research done. But as of right now, there's still so many unknowns and it affects people so differently. So it's been very, very stressful for her and for the rest of the family. And stress affects my health, so I've been dealing with my heart stuff, and anyway, whatever. It's been hard. I've been quite depressed. She's been quite depressed. And so yeah, basically that's what's kept me away, is just dealing with all of that. We did manage to get away for a few days at the beginning of the month. We got our new trailer and we went to Colorado for a few days, a place called Steamboat Springs, which is a mountain town in Colorado, and that was really enjoyable. My husband and I and my stepson and Katrina went, and the dog. And so it was really good. When we came back, we had to take our trailer back to the dealer because there's quite a few issues with it. There's quite a list. So they are fixing it now, and hopefully we'll get it back soon, because we'd like to go out at least one more time. We'd like to take another trip before the end of the year. So, yeah, other than that, we've just been trying to deal with everything that's been coming along. I've been stitching, but it's been quite sporadic, because honestly, some days I would work on one thing and just not even have the energy to do anything else. So I hope going forward that we're feeling a bit better. We're feeling, you know, we got the scary tests out the way. Nothing horrible has shown up yet. And actually, I think she's probably done being tested, so nothing horrible has shown up. And so we're relieved, and hopefully can just get back into a normal routine. So I'm going to, it's hard for me also, another reason I haven't filmed is because it's hard for me to, I don't like filming when people are in the house. Now Katrina's upstairs today, but hopefully she can't hear But normally this area is my family room, and so if I want to film, I have to send people somewhere else, and I don't like to have to do that, and there's usually somebody at home. So I'm going to reorganize my craft room, try and create a stitching spot in there, and try and create an area where I can film, so that way I can just close the door and film when I want to without worrying about other people being in the house. So, excuse me, that's part of my plans, is to organize my craft room, get rid of a lot of my paper crafting things, and turn it into more of a stitching, sewing area. So we will see. I know you've been hearing about me organizing my craft room for a long time, and it still isn't done, but that's the plan, to try and get that done. So anyway, I think that's it. Nothing really else going on. It's still hot. We're going to be close to 100 degrees here this week, but I'm hoping things will start cooling down. One nice thing about being in Colorado up in the mountains was that it was a lot cooler, and it was in the 80s during the day, but at night it got really cold into the 30s and 40s. So we ran the air conditioning during the day, but then the heat would kick on at night. So, but it was nice to get away from the 90s and 100s. It has been a cooler summer here in general, but I'm looking forward to fall. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. I hope that you are well. I hope that you're finding time to stitch, and those of you that are going through hard times, I'm thinking about you. I'm sending you good thoughts, and you're just in my thoughts and prayers. So take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.